So, let's get started then. So we haven't talked about like MMR or anything in a long time. So, like, how have you been doing? How have your games been going?
Kind of stagnant at the moment.
Okay.
So still around 2.93K.
Okay. Were you a support player?
I do both carry and support.
Okay. Um, do you have any like specific questions? Trouble or like specific things that you're having trouble with? Anything like that?
Um, I guess just general decision making
Okay.
and kind of understanding why, you know, whether I did something, like whether I should be doing something else, that kind of thing, and understanding how those decisions are made.
Okay. So, I mean, I guess the best way to do that is like go into a replay.
Yeah.
So, I don't see anything like too crazy on your Dota buff that like needs to be addressed right away. Um, yeah, okay, it looks fine to me. So yeah, do you have any like particular game in mind?
Sure. Give me a sec.
Okay.
So, like, I've been trying to work on some of the stuff that you brought up last time, like camera positioning and looking at inventories and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay,
I've
that's good.
definitely been like trying to be mindful of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, that's certainly important. Um, okay, that's good. So, what about this game do you want to talk about? Because it looks like it went pretty well. That doesn't mean it's a bad game by any means, but yeah.
Like generally like mid and late game decision making, I guess,
Mm,
and how it
okay.
affects, I guess, the rest of the game.
Sure, we can briefly cover that, but like basically I don't do this very often, like mid and late game stuff, just because it's so
Mm-hmm.
dynamic and it's so dependent on how other people are playing and like who has gold, who has XP, yada yada, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I typically stay away from that. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. So we can cover it briefly, and it's mostly just like split pushing stuff.
Yeah.
It's not like um, it's not much else really. Um, so I mean, do you want to just skip to late game?
I mean, you
If
don't
that's the
have
case.
to. Like, we can at least like go over some of the stuff early as well.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
just want to kind of talk about decision making as well, though, and that kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna try to figure out how we can do that without it being a waste of your time, because most of the
Yeah.
time, like, it is, to be honest. Like, I don't know how else to phrase it. But okay. So let's look at what happened here. So you guys like invaded with smoke or something. It's fine. You're gonna be able to make it, especially since you run really fast. Oh wait, you're actually really late. Okay, so this is mistake number one. You don't want to do this. Even if the team is like insistent on you doing this, it's stupid. The best case scenario is you guys get a kill or something. I guess like technically you could wipe 5 people or whatever, but that would be the best case scenario. But it's too high of a risk to do this. You're kind of like fucking yourself for the sake of getting a random kill. So definitely don't do this kind of invade thing. It's okay to do it if you do it literally at the start of the game, like you guys smoke and immediately run down, but you guys wasted a lot of time. So this is
Mm-hmm.
bad. So you're gonna miss like probably 4 creeps at least. So let's look at the first wave. So this is the first creep wave here. You missed 1, 2, 3. Okay. So you're here for the third one. So you missed 3 creeps for no reason, pretty much. And this is already a lane where you're playing against Lich, who's gonna take 1 creep out of every 4, just naturally with sacrifice. So that's a big deal. Yeah. So definitely don't do any like gimmicky stuff like this. It's just not worth it in most cases.
Fair enough.
Okay. Oh, you should be hitting Lich here. Basically, like, this hero is not good at trading. This Lich hero. Like, he has 3 armor with the Ring of Protection. He has 46 plus 4 damage, so 50. And, you compare that to Luna. She has 5 armor with your Ring of Protection, and you have much more damage than him. And also, just to top that off, like you'd win in an auto attack war, and also this guy is tanking creeps, and you are not. So when he attacks you here, he's gonna tank this creep here, so you should just be hitting him. You don't have to be scared. Now, if Earth Spirit was level 2, then you have to be scared just because he can stun and roll on you and all that stuff. But he has no offensive potential here. Nothing serious anyway. So you should be trading with this guy. This is really important that you do this. Okay, you do it a bit there, but he should have to use much more regen than he has been.
Light the way, Lena.
Yeah.
Not for you.
Okay.
Stoke my fire.
Yeah, you're playing too passive, I think. Like, you have to respect these guys for sure. But you can't give up all the CS. Like, basically, do you know the creep aggro trick?
Where you like pull the where you like aggro against the enemy hero and pull the creeps around to your side of the
Yep, that one. So you can do that as a range hero as well. Like, and that's pretty important that you do it. You can't just like concede all of these CS because they're zoning you out a little bit. They can go on you, and you have to keep that in mind. But like, you can't just kind of like lay back and take it. You gotta kind of fight for CS. Like here, you wouldn't be able to just because like, in order for you to even do the aggro trick, you have to get into range of their abilities. So you gotta be careful. But definitely don't play so passive. Ideally, you'd have a support here kind of helping you. But I guess this isn't that bad either because she's not taking her XP really. So getting XP is fine. Just like you gotta be more opportunistic, I guess, with your CS.
Perfect location.
Okay.
No.
Definitely, yeah. They made a mistake here. They should be going in. This guy sucks. So when you're in this situation where you have two range creeps left, and like these creeps are attacking your creeps, so naturally your creeps are gonna die soon. You basically just can't be right here because if this guy is smart, he's going to stun you as soon as this creep gets pretty low.
I was positioning myself for Spirit Breaker coming in.
That's wrong. Well, it's not wrong, but you still have to like respect the fact that if this guy went on you and he didn't do all of this, he'd be stunned and be tanking creeps. So like, yes, Spirit Breaker's coming in, and you guys are gonna be able to like kill this guy, but it's mostly because they suck and they didn't capitalize on it. Like if this guy stunned you right here, or like even a bit earlier would be better.
Perfect location.
So he walks up, this happens, yada yada.
No.
If he stuns you right here, as you walk up right here, you're dead. Guaranteed, before Spirit Breaker even gets here. So it doesn't matter that he's coming. Like if Lich nukes you, you get stunned, or Spirit rolls on you, and they're all right clicking you the whole time, you just die. Maybe these two die in response, but it's not worth it because you're the carry.
Yeah.
So yeah, you gotta keep that in mind. Like if these guys were better, they would have just killed you, and it would be a disaster. You're gonna be fine because like Lich was out of position, or Spirit didn't cast the spells, fast enough, all that stuff. But still, it was certainly a misplay. Okay. This guy, yeah. Okay, I don't know what he's doing.
Spirit.
So what was your thinking here? You were just going to the side shop, I guess, to.
I think, we were all still going for the Earth Spirit, I guess, because we knew he was coming back up through the side shop.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm pretty sure that was... I don't remember what all was said on the voice chat, but...
Okay, that's perfectly fine. Definitely want to buy boots during this time, though, before like they get back to lane. Boots are extremely important. They're like less important on Luna because you run so quickly, but they're still really important. Yeah. Okay, so the bad thing about all of this is that your CS is still really, really low. And like it's understandable that you're gonna miss some CS going for the kill and everything, and you're gonna miss some naturally just because you were laning solo. But it should definitely be higher than this. In lanes like this, it's usually like 20 to 20, no, like 25 to 30 CS is what you want to shoot for at 5 minutes. Like if you're being contested but not like completely zoned out. Definitely should be much higher than 5. Yeah.
Top is up to something.
Okay.
Well, I'm at 12 actually. Oh, you just fast forwarded a bunch.
Yeah, literally, it must have just updated. That was weird. Okay, yeah. So if you're at 11 right now, it's still not ideal, but it's much better than 5. I guess it was just like the replay wasn't updating that much, but yeah, either way. So this is much better than 5. Okay, that's like less concerning. Still should be a little bit more, but you know, it's not as bad of a
Top is
number.
up to something.
Okay. Courier comes out, it's fine. You definitely want to be checking these guys to see what they have in their inventories. Like, they can't really buy anything too important. I'd say the most important thing they could buy in this lane is like wards and an orb of venom on Earth Spirit, but yeah. Okay. So now that this guy just used his stun, you can be sort of aggressive. You don't want to go ham, but you can at least like go for CS. You gotta, you know, keep in mind the cooldown and all that, but still. Okay, so this is fine. Okay, you don't want to use too much mana, just because like you're getting to 6, and you want to have enough mana. You know, 150 plus a lunar bless or a lunar beam or whatever. So you don't want to expend all your mana, but what you did is fine. You have enough regen to make it worth it. Okay, you're being way too scared.
Set.
Okay, so it's pretty close when it shouldn't have been. What was your thought process here?
As far
Dire's
as
top tower is under
what,
attack.
I guess.
Like, what was your goal here with your positioning?
I'm not sure exactly at that particular moment.
Okay.
What rises must something.
Go ahead.
Okay, I mean, if that's the case, then, like, this is just wrong, then. Basically, like, this guy already used his stun earlier, so, like, you don't have to worry about getting stunned, and if he silences you, it doesn't matter, you just right-click him. So basically, you just need to run up and hit him. You don't need to be this far back. They have no threat potential here. Like, the stun is already used, and even if they did stun you and use all their nukes, you don't die in that instant, so you should just be more aggressive here.
Dire's top tower is under
You still got the
attack.
kill, obviously, but still, it's not very clean. Okay, so I do like that you're saving your points here. Yeah, that's good. Yep, that's fine. Okay, here's where you push. You have your Aquila turned on, so this is good.
Radiant's top tower
Okay, and
is
you
under
do eventually
attack.
go to push. You're a little like skittish about this for whatever reason, but you shouldn't be. Okay. So you get a point in glaives. It's good.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So pretty much here your goal should just be to push the tower, and if anybody TPs in, you just kill them with Eclipse, so long as there aren't creeps under the tower anyway. Should definitely be pushing here though. Okay. So you waste a little bit of time, but it's cool. You go to side
Radiant's
shop,
middle tower is under attack.
gloves, okay. Finish up your
Radiant's
crits,
middle
good.
tower is under attack.
Thank you so
Radiant's
much.
middle tower is under attack.
Denied.
Okay, yeah, you're tunnel visioning too much on your hero here. Like, you need to be looking at these guys. Your hero doesn't even matter at this point. You just need to know whether or not they're going to get aggressive. That's pretty much it. Or, like, you know, see how they're positioned, see if you can read anything. Check their inventories, all that stuff. You can't be just looking at your hero like this. It's not productive, really.
Perfect location.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Haste.
Okay. So you're going for Mask of Madness. Why is that?
I was actually trying out a different build. I ended up going Mask of Madness into Blink Dagger. And then BKB.
Okay, I don't like that. I think Blink Dagger is interesting. The Mask of Madness doesn't make too much sense to me. It doesn't make sense to get both to me. Like, what's your reasoning for getting both?
I mean, the attack speed lets me farm faster without worrying about, like, because, like, I guess generally in the bracket I'm in, I can't really count on supports to like deward ancients, and I feel like Helm of the Dominator on Luna is like telegraphing, hey, ward ancients so that you can't stack them. So I guess it makes me farm faster without being dependent on stacking.
Okay, that's fair enough. But like our support
And it lets me
every camp.
push, and it lets me push and knock down towers a lot faster. Like, I mean, the attack speed, you destroy towers.
Yeah, that's fair enough. It's kind of useless for fighting though. Like it's not beneficial for fighting at all, whereas HOD is very beneficial. And also, like, supports can't ward every camp, right? Like, I guess they technically could. They could block every camp.
Yeah.
But it is beneficial to stack these camps, like with HOD. Obviously, Ancients are number one. Like, these are the best, but it's still really good to stack these camps. And also, just HOD in general is a good fighting item. You know, with the Satyr Banisher, the Troll, you can get that Purge Creep as well. Like, I think...
I mean, we had Doom farming our jungle is the other thing, so, or at least for good chunks of the time.
Yeah, I mean, that's valid as well. You can always stack this camp though, right? Like,
yeah.
You can do this, you know, by yourself too, so that's, you know, not as valid, but still. Basically what I'm trying to say is, like, Mask is not the best item on Luna anymore. It used to be good for farming, but even then it was, like, it's kind of hard to justify when she's so squishy to begin with, and she's a hero that's very short range. She's not like a melee hero where she has a lot of strength to make up for that. So I don't recommend that. It might make you farm faster in cases where, like, your ancients do get warded, that's true, but I don't think it's a good item overall. Like, really, the thing with the Mask of Madness is that the attack speed is nice, and it does make you farm faster, but the reason it actually made you farm faster before, like, for every hero, was just because of the movement speed. It gave like 30% movement speed at one point, which is absurd. It's fucking ridiculous. And now it gives...
well, yeah, that's when everybody was getting it on everyone, pretty much.
Yeah, it's like snipers would buy it, jugs would buy it, everyone did. But now it only gives 17, which is a big difference, right? Like, that's almost half the percentage.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's not a justification for you not to buy it, but yeah, it does make a big difference. So I don't recommend buying it personally. You do you, though. Okay.
I am
Feed the flame.
free.
Okay. The Blink Dagger was interesting, though. I think it's okay, but I don't think it's... Okay, actually, what's your reasoning for buying Blink Dagger?
Lets me jump on the back line of the team fight and take out the supports early with Eclipse, and basically position better so Eclipse isn't wasted on creeps.
Okay.
And it makes me not have to tank my way into a fight.
Okay. So if that's your reasoning and you want to eclipse the supports, then Aghanim Scepter is way better.
And it lets me push as well. Like,
that's true.
I can blink into the trees, TP to another lane, and then push another lane when someone shows up.
Okay. Yep, that's totally valid. If you had said that to begin with, I would have, like, you know, been on board with it. I still think it's an okay item. I think Manta or SNY might be better.
Set in stone.
I think it's better to just, you know, be able to run faster in general, and, you know, that, you know, increases your farm and your split push potential more than the Blink Dagger does. I don't think it's bad by any means, but I do think, like, the standard Manta SNY, you know, the Yash item is a better choice in most cases. And if your reasoning for going for like the blink is to blink and eclipse people, then you should just get an Aghanims, in my opinion. If you're gunning on Eclipse being good, then why not get an Ags? It's an extremely effective item. It's pretty surprisingly good. So that's my take on it. I haven't experimented with Blink Luna myself too much. I've gotten it in a couple games, but yeah.
Radiant's top tower is under Radiant's top tower has fallen. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's bottom tower.
So why did you 2v bottom here? Was it just a push?
I mean, yeah, deny the tower and then push. Yeah.
Dire's bottom tower has been denied.
It's not a bad thought, but you don't really know what's waiting down here. I guess, like, you have Nyx, you know, getting there to scout, so it's not horrible, but you need to, like...
I mean, we were talking, like, the Nyx was saying that he was coming bottom as well, so... Okay,
that's fine. Yeah, just be careful with this. Like, don't commit just because somebody says to, if that makes sense. Yeah. Definitely think about it beforehand. The nice thing, like, the reason this is a good play is because Nyx can already, like, can scout for you guys, and he can clearly solo kill people. So, and they also have no wave clear. Like, they have no heroes that are good at killing creeps. So you guys can pretty much just group on your own, like, whenever you want, and it'll turn out well. But yeah. Okay. So here, this is definitely a movement mistake. You should not be running mid right now. This is very inefficient. Instead, you should just be pushing bottom and taking advantage of the space that Nick's created there. Instead, you ran like you did this one of these like this path here. I can't draw right now, but it's ran up through here, all this stuff. Whereas like this could have happened without you. You don't need to be here. Lycan would have died, just the same, and you would have gotten a bottom tower as well, or at least force somebody to TP here. Yeah, so that's important. Definitely avoid like the grouping mentality kind of thing. Yeah. Okay.
Radiant's middle tower's radiant structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Okay.
Radiant's middle tower.
I don't know why they're not defending this, but it's okay. I guess our spirit is dead, so they can't really initiate on you, so it's fine. If he was alive, that would have been a bad play, but he's dead, so it's good. Definitely want to have a TP on you at this point. Okay, this is inefficient. So when Spirit Breaker shows bottom, like it doesn't mean that you can't go farm it, but it means that if there's farm in between you guys, then you might as well take that instead. Yeah. Because now you're kind of like taking his farm as well. When you wouldn't be limiting yourself if you just went for the Ancients and this camp. So you definitely don't want to do this. It's not horrible, and you obviously benefit from it, but it's not good for the team at all.
Invisibility.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
You buy a TP as well, good.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So pretty much everything revolves around Earth Spirit plus 1 killing you. Any 2 heroes can kill you here, so long as they involve Earth Spirit. And I guess Venge and DK could kill you as well, or like Venge Lycan or something. But either way, it pretty much just like if Earth Spirit is showing on the map, then you're safe pretty much. That's how it is. Or like Earth Spirit, plus 2 or 3 other heroes are showing, then you're safe. So just keep that in mind when you're split pushing. You want to try to identify the combos that can kill you before the game starts, if possible.
Dire's top tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Okay, see by your blink. So interesting.
Perfect location.
Alright. Blink on bench, good. Bench is fine. Okay, so when you get a kill like this, you can't leave. This is pressure that you're giving up. It's like a big conceptual issue. Like, you killed this guy. What's the enemy team gonna do? They have like pretty much 2 options. It's to like fight or leave. And most people, when they see a bunch of people in the enemy jungle or in their jungle, they're gonna leave and try not to go there.
Which it looks is what they do here.
Yeah, that's what they do here. So when you leave here, it's kind of like relieving pressure off of them. If they have any vision, they're gonna see you and they'll be like, "Oh, jungle is safe." So what you want to do here instead is push bottom and just keep pressuring and trying to like pressure. That's everything when it comes to carry. Like pressure and lane pushing. That's everything. Okay. Also, you might as well get the 3rd point or the 4th point in glaives. Like it's too high value in my opinion. Like your bounces go from 3 to 6, so it's it's doubly as effective. Well, not technically double, but you get the point. It's way better than the extra damage, like the extra 8 damage from Lunar Blessing. Okay, so yeah, instead of pushing the bottom tower and getting the tower, getting some damage on the tower, applying pressure, you end up going to the neutral camps, which is bad. It's just like this gives you farm, which is totally fine. That's good, but you could get farm and pressure at the same time, so it's like you're missing out on something here. Okay, this is generally like this probably translates into late game as well. A lot of playing carry late game is like being in the right place at the right time, and usually the right place at the right time involves pushing out a lane that you can't be punished at, if that makes sense. Okay, so you should have been watching the fight before you came up here. That was
Radiant's top tower is under
yeah,
attack.
that was incorrect. You never want to blink into an area where you don't have vision. At least not.
Yeah,
like,
I realized that. Like right after I was just like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, that was dumb. Oops. Yeah. So that's a pretty big mistake. Also, you should have just killed this guy before you even ult. Just like Lunar Blessing, Blink Auto, or something like that, or Lunar Lucent Beam or whatever.
Yeah.
So definitely finish off the kill before you go in. That's important. It's like you would die here minus 275. Okay.
Radiant's top
that
tower
was
is under
definitely
attack.
misplay for sure. Like I said, I recognized that as soon as it happened. I'm just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a pretty big deal. Like that's your offensive cooldown just being used ineffectively. Okay. Do you go for Dragonlance?
Yeah, just like between BKB and whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
Dire's bottom
I wouldn't
tower
do
is
that
under
personally.
attack.
It doesn't.
Dire's
It's
structures
okay.
are
Like
fortified.
Luna's one of her
Dire's
weaknesses is
bottom
her
tower
range,
is under
but
attack.
honestly, it's usually better to just get tanky items or movement speed items like a BKB, SNY, or whatever. Especially since a lot of your damage comes from like magic anyway, like it comes from cells. So yeah, so I don't recommend that personally. I haven't tried it as well. It's just one of those things where like it doesn't work on Drow, doesn't work on
Dire's
Sniper,
top
doesn't work
tower
on
is under
Venge,
attack.
like any of those carries. So I mean, that doesn't mean it won't work on Luna, but it's quite unlikely. Yeah. So I just don't recommend it personally. And also, you're at the point where you built up like 3 2K items,
Dire's
and
top tower
like
has fallen.
you have to sell your either your Wand or your Aquila at this point in order to keep a TP on you, which sucks, right? Like these items are still really good. It's still very early into the game, so yeah, that's my 2 cents. You never want to buy like so many items like this that are just like 2K good items, but they're like mid game items and not like late game items. And at this point, you're gonna have to be giving up slots.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mirror is missing.
Okay, so this is where it looks like the split push starts happening more. So it's good that you're pushing here. You can't go for another wave here though. Actually, wait, what? How did you see this? What the fuck? Oh, there's a ward. Okay.
We have
that's
a
fine.
ward.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So since you saw these heroes, you can push this, and that's totally fine. It's weird that like there's fog here, but you can still see them. But anyway, yeah. So since you see them, it's totally fine to go for this. That's what you want to do. Actually, it's not totally fine. It's really good. You need to just apply as much pressure as possible. That's how you win games as carry. It's just by pushing.
Radiant's top tower
And then they
is
start
under
showing
attack.
like that way because we had that ward. So I bail.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you shouldn't have even bothered to go help this guy. Should just be farming the jungle right now. That'd be fine. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like it's all about pushing, effectively farming, all that stuff. Whoa, why did you go back to base? Was it just to get your item?
Yeah, because I think everyone else was still using the courier, and
Wait, don't do that. Just wait. Like there's so much gold in the jungle here to take. And like you're wasting your HP basically. Like think of your HP as gold, right? Like if you have 1,000 golds, and you only use like or let's talk mana instead because it's like more relatable. So if you have 610 mana and you only use 100 before you get back, it's like you have 600 gold, and instead of buying like I don't fucking know a bottle around there, like a bottle, or like you go for tangos instead, like it doesn't really make sense in a lot of cases. So like you want to make sure you're expending your resources before you go back. As long as there are no other decisions involved, like I need to go back to base so I can get to Roshan faster, before they do it, or I need to go back to base to defend.
The other, I guess
yeah.
the other thinking was I was gonna go like at this point. I think I push bot if I remember correctly. Maybe I don't remember.
And that's fine.
Because at that point I would have had to TP back to the tier 3 anyway, or the tier 2 mid. But I don't remember what I do here, so
Yeah.
I guess we'll see.
That's fine. But since since you're already here, you might as well just clear the jungle down, like clear it like this, and just meet the bottom creep wave here. Like yes, that does relieve some pressure from the enemy team because you're not technically pressuring this as fast as possible, but it's so efficient to farm this way that like it would be stupid for you to do otherwise. Or maybe not stupid. It would be like a poor investment of your time to do otherwise. Compared
Yeah, it looks
to this.
like I end up going mid instead.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what I do. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so this ends up being a very, very big waste of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not game losing, but it's certainly like not a play that's gonna help you win the game at all. And here you end up going to jungle anyway.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is pretty bad. Yeah, basically just like moral of the story is don't go back to base to get your items. Just wait for the courier pretty much and push in the meantime. Or at least don't TP back to base. That's the big one. Okay. Okay, TP mid, that's probably fine. Wait for your blink, go over the wall, yep. Good. Yeah. Okay, interesting. So, I guess we'll see how it plays out, but I don't think he should be here.
On my eyes.
Okay. I mean, I guess it's uncertain where they are. One thing you can do instead of being here is you could be pushing bottom, and have your teammate smoke instead. That way, like, they see a Luna bottom, they're like, okay, so their teammate's probably behind her. It's kind of hard to expect that they're gonna, like, you're gonna go for a smoke play. So that's something you could do. Not mandatory by any means, and I'm not saying that was the right play for this time either. But yeah. Okay, yeah. This needs to stop. This thing where you get a kill and then you go to another place. Like, you need to pressure this. Like, this is a territory war, so to speak. Like, you take this land here by killing, you know, a Dragon Knight, a core hero, and then you just leave. It's like you run into, or you're a, I don't know, you're a country that tries to invade like a territory, and you know they kill everyone there, and then they just leave. Like, it's you know, okay if your goal is to kill everyone, and I realize this is pretty dark, but whatever. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay if your goal is like genocide or whatever, but there's so much more to be gained from the land, right? You can, you know, plant crops, harvest, all that stuff. And in this case, it's like you could take neutral camps and just, you know, apply pressure. So yeah, so this needs to stop here. This habit you have, that's a really big deal.
Okay.
Okay, so you get your BKB, which is good. Now you're ready to fight, like pretty much guaranteed. The only problem is.
Perfect location.
Okay, so that's fine. The only problem is like your build doesn't scale that well, just because you have so many 2K items. Like you have okay farming items, but it's not comparable to like Meta and Dominator or something like that. So you're not going to scale as well in that regard. But you could end the game with BKB and just go high ground. We'll see what happens, but yeah.
Invisibility.
Okay.
What have we here?
Okay, do bottom loop.
So yeah, everyone shows mid,
Yep.
and I decide to push, I think.
Yep. Yeah, this is really good.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Okay, now also, if anyone TPs that doesn't have magic immunity, you can just kill them with the Eclipse, so this is very good.
Is under attack.
One thing I don't like about this is you're not looking at the map at all. Or you might be looking at the map, but you're not looking at the fight, so you don't know how it's playing out. So that's a pretty big mistake in my opinion. You should be ready to TP if necessary. I don't think you could in this case. It wouldn't be beneficial, but yeah.
Well, because I'd have to walk all the way from the tier 2 anyway.
Yeah, well still, you still need to be ready, like in case the opportunity arises. It's really important actually. But you know, pushing here is the right call. It's still like important to like keep your options open though.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Okay, get a TD. This is good. Positioning here is fine. Yeah, it's kind of tricky because like he could just TP like that. I think the best thing to do is wait a little bit to see like if he would take. You wait the time it would take for him to just run straight out, and then you try to go in to see if you can stop his TP. It's a tough call for sure, and I don't think that
especially
was
especially with the cast point on Lucent Beam is so high.
Yeah, no, for sure, and you can get fogged. Like there's so many different things that can go wrong. But yeah. So I have to take my little break right now. It'll be like 3 to 4 minutes max.
Cool.
Sorry about this. You're back.
All right.
All right. So here's point you got at DD. This is excellent. This guy just TP'd out. I think it was Lycan. So you're gonna farm really quickly here. You see 2 people bottom, so you know you're safe to go mid. You know, 1 more wave or so. Okay. Yeah, so your positioning here is just like very confused. It looks like you don't really know what you're doing here.
Well, because I think we were debating what we were gonna do next after the DD ran out.
Okay, if that's the case, then you should be near your teammates anyway.
Yeah.
Because you want to be ready for a fight if that's a possibility. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, so you end up going top. That's fine. You need to defend,
Radiant's
so it's
middle
good.
tower is under attack.
Okay. Yep, that's fine. You need to push this out. If you go for Scotty next, I think that's incorrect. Like, it's not bad by any means, and it's good against like BKB buyers, like Lycan and everything. But it's not that good against Lycan because like he just gets 650 movement speed, with shapeshift, so it's actually kind of bad. But yeah, I just don't think the item is that good on Luna. Like in a lot of cases, like the HP is great, and the attack or the slow is great against heroes that are affected by it, like you know, melee heroes up by BKB, like Sven for example. But I think she benefits more from like the movement speed from Manta or SNY, just because like, you know, she's so reliant on positioning. And also if you want to go for HP or like effective HP or whatever, you can get Satanic or Butterfly. I just think Scotty is too safe of an item. It's like too not safe. It's too like general. It's kind of like a jack of all trades, master of none sort of thing. Like it's good, it's okay at everything, but it's really good at the slow portion. Like that's the unique thing about it. But if you're going for survivability, then you should get a Satanic or a Manta or something. And if you're going for survivability plus damage, then you should go for Butterfly. Okay.
I guess I figured as far as movement speed anyway, like I had the Blink Dagger at the time, I didn't think that grabbing more movement speed was necessarily that necessary, I guess.
That's
I
valid.
don't. Was the reason I didn't go
Radiant's top
like
tower is under
Manta style
attack.
next, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's totally valid. And it's also less good because you have Mask of Madness already, but still. Yeah, I still stand by what I said.
Radiant's top
Okay.
tower
So
has
here you
fallen.
blink out. Yeah, that's a mistake. Like, this
Dire's
is
middle
tricky.
tower.
It's a really hard situation to be in because these guys are not showing, and you kind of have to assume that they're coming to gank you,
is under attack.
just because they're not showing here. But you need to wait for the creep wave before you make a decision. Because,
Okay.
like,
Radiant's
from
top
this
tower
perspective,
has fallen.
it looks exactly the same to you if these guys are just waiting for the creep wave to hit the tower. Like, as if they were ganking you. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's literally no difference in the minimap. Like, if you're looking at those
Dire's middle
situations.
tower
So the
is under
indicator is
attack.
waiting for the creep wave.
So in other words, if they go for the tower, then push the tier 3 is what you're
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, you want to
Okay.
pressure because like UTPing here, like what does it do? Like it doesn't do anything. Like you're here, that's great, but you can't actually do anything here. Like they just disengage. So rather than doing this, like the same thing could have occurred if you just pressured. Like they would back off eventually, or they would get the tower, like one of those two. I don't see why these guys backed off personally. I guess it's because like they were low in mana or whatever. But yeah, definitely want to pressure this if they show here, until your team is ready to go in. Like, you know, just about ready to initiate, in which case you would go back, but yeah. Okay. So you go push bottom, this is good. So, yeah, this is kind of repeating itself, so it's a good habit to talk about. It's just like when you take this area, you can't just leave it. You need to go pressure bottom here and like get the most out of what you just did. Like your movements here, they were all towards getting like pressure on bottom. So when you go concede this and go mid, it's like you're kind of giving up this area. Like this is what matters. It's different if like okay, you go bottom and you kill everyone, and then like you can push mid or whatever. But if you're just killing one person, or like if your team's not grouping or whatever, just push this lane out while your team is here and you're safe. Like that also opens up more farm for your teammates, right? Like if you go bottom and push this, you're not farming mid. That means someone else on your team can farm mid. So it's just important that you push out lanes that are like unavailable to your teammates.
Okay.
Yeah, this territory control kind of thing is pretty big for you, I think. So it will help. Okay. 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 I don't like your pathing here. Should just go straight top. You see enough people on the map to know that you're safe, so you don't have to be safe really. You can just go clear it. If anything, you could even do this camp before then. You know, just get a sneaker camp in before you go for this wave. That'd be fun as well. Okay, you go push this. This is good. Should continue pushing because you saw people bottom, or spirit and like and show like bottom and mid. So you should definitely push this wave out. You're being way too scared.
I think
right
I grabbed my boots of travel here.
Oh what? Okay, that's not good. It's not. It's actually gonna work out here because like you're going to be at this fight. But it would have been the same thing if you just ran from like here to here in the same time. It's like it's a shorter distance actually if you run from here where you're pushing to here.
Okay.
So this, not only is it a bad item decision at this time, it's also like a kind of a waste. That makes sense. Like you could be here without the bots and still have your treads, if that makes sense. I also don't think you should buy bots before like you get rid of this Aquila. It's not bad, but you still have a slot for a TP. So I don't know, but yeah. So actually, like it doesn't even work out because you don't get here in time anyway. Like you're not here to help your teammates, so you actually end up hurting them in a sense. Like instead of running over, you end up being late to the fight, and also like you're not even getting the consolation prize of pushing out a lane. So this is a pretty big mistake, I'd say.
Okay.
Pretty disastrous. So rather than doing this, you should have just been pushing. Like basically what I'm trying to say is stop going back to basic gear items. It's happened twice now in games, and it hurts you a lot. Okay.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Okay.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Okay, you gotta be really careful of your positioning here. Like unless you see Dragon Knight blink, you gotta like pretty much entertain the idea of him blink stunning you at any point. So like right here, if he had blink up, he could have blink stunned you there if he was fast, and you would just die and throw the game. Like well, maybe not throw the game, but you don't have buyback, and like this is a Rax, so definitely keep that in mind when you're positioning like this. Technically, you could BKB and block it, but you know, like that's a unnecessary play. Like it's an unnecessary test of your reaction speed. Okay, so Nyx kills our spirit. That's good. It's ambitious. Okay. I'm confused. Why did they not fight you? So DK is here. He's completely tunnel visioned on leaving. Okay. Okay, so I guess that was good.
I guess they thought that Spirit Breaker and Lena were gonna. I don't know. I guess that's
Okay.
like they saw more people respawning at that point, maybe.
Okay, I think that's fine. I kind of thought they could just kill you, to be honest, if they all just started hitting you. But it's pretty close, I'd say. Like
Didn't see me coming, did
I
you?
think that was actually a good play. Like obviously not because it turned out well. Like I don't care about that actually. It's a good play because they can't actually punish you for this if you have BKB. So it was good. I was skeptical at first, but I don't think DK could have outputted enough damage while you were BKB'd to threaten you really. So that was good. Okay. Yep, that was a good play. It's really hard to know when you can just do this kind of thing as a carry, but when you can, you know, it really pays off. Like in this case. So that was good.
Comments, did you?
Okay. End up pushing mid. Yep, that's pretty much the play here.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Don't like your camera position here, but I want to see how the rest of this plays out.
Set. I draw Wordblade once more footsteps. Not my best work.
Okay, so I've got a few issues with what happened here. Overall it was like fine, but it wasn't great. Like it ends up working out because you get out and everything, but you don't get the Rex, which is kind of bad, but it's okay. So here you have plenty of time to push, not really much to talk about here. You just get the CPU and go to the background, that's fine. Rather than going for the melee Rex here, you should have went for the ranged, just because like, you know, it's guaranteed that you're going to get it. Whereas like, you know, they have 4 heroes respawning and one's up in 10 seconds. So instead of going for like the melee here, you should go for the ranged. It's much more safe. And like you can guaranteed get it.
I mean, I guess I wanted to stay away from the enemy heroes, so like I'd take less damage and be able to sit on the racks and damage them more.
Okay.
It's just I figured if I was positioned farther away from them, I'd have a few more seconds to hit them before I got out.
Okay, that's fine. That would be a good argument if you could actually get the racks, like if you knew you had the damage to do it. But your hero is just not good at doing damage to buildings right now. Like you have a lot of items and you have a lot of levels for sure, but like none of it translates into like raw damage, right? Like the Mask of Madness is pretty much raw damage, so you can count that. But Scotty and BKB are both like honestly primarily defensive items, if anything. Like Scotty gives 25 damage, which is, you know, great, but it's not much. BKB gives 24 damage, great, not that much. That's like it's 49 damage total, which is pretty much nothing when it comes to buildings. It does matter, of course, but yeah. So basically, like, your thought process isn't bad, but it would apply more so if you had more damage. Like if you had a butterfly instead of the Scotty. Because then you could actually kill the melee racks, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Okay. So what you're doing right now is good. Like you're pressuring the enemy team.
Top tower is under attack.
Like while they showed mid, so this is really good. You gotta be really careful right now. Okay. So Earth Spirit just showed for a split second, so you can actually go ham.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, Earth Spirit shows up. I mean, you can just ult this guy's face. Like what? Does he have a Glimmer Cave? No. Okay. So basically, what you do here is you try to Lucent Beam him or attack him, and then you ult. It's tricky. It's actually what you can do is like you can BKB and ult and everything. If you
I think Lycan's the only one showing on the map at this point, so I assumed he had backup.
Okay. I mean, that's fine.
Radiant's
you have the best
bottom
night vision
tower
in the
is
game, though.
under
Like, you can
attack.
see this whole circle around you. So unless they're smoked, you won't be surprised. Also, Dragon Knight showed top at one point, so he is running down here, so that's fine. I'm pretty sure you just, like, hit this guy, like, break his Blink Dagger, and then just BKB ults. And, like, start hitting the tower. Basically, like, if you kill this guy, you know, like, you're no longer under pressure. And also, like, you only need, like, about 4 to 5 seconds to kill him, as long as you can stop his rolling boulder. And then you can use the rest of the time to TP out, something like that. Because like they can't do anything if you just BKB TP, right? So you might as well go aggressive if you can.
Yeah.
So I think that was a mistake giving up this kill. It would have been like a lot more space for your team. It's not the biggest mistake by any means because it's like mostly a neutral reaction here, but yeah. And also you end up, you know, being ready to go for this team fight here, whatever happens. Looks like you're actually not needed, but still. Yeah. Okay. So again, you should look before you go, but it's okay. You end up looking anyway. Okay. Alright.
And they call me cold
Yeah,
hearted.
that's a horrible doom, but it's okay.
Radiant's middle
Okay,
barracks
so let's just
are
go
under
back and watch
attack.
that. Alright, so this is all here.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Okay, so you walk up mid, you see people overextended top, and you go for them. That's fine. You kind of your approach to the fight is a little bit weird though. Like you start off with a Lucent Beam when you're in attack range. I think if anything, what you do here is since Venge is the only one who's going to stun you, you try to blink dodge the stun, and just blink forward and you know go aggressive, and save your BKB for like their other stuns. So like if Dragon Knight goes into Dragon form, then you can BKB because his stun duration increases. I think that would be perfectly reasonable here. That'd be optimal. And also your ult seemed a bit ambitious as well. Like there are already 3 creeps here that are affected by your ult. So it's not going to do that much damage to begin with. So I don't think that's good. I think you should have waited a little bit.
Okay.
Other than that, I think this is fine for the most part. You just get stunned a lot, which is like not much you can do about that when you use BKB. So, I mean, yeah, this is fine.
And they call me cold hearted. Radiant's
probably
middle
push here.
barracks are under attack. Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
Okay, it's good. Immediate reaction is go
Radiant's
mid,
top
also
barracks
good.
has fallen.
You're stalling a lot here. I don't like that.
Who put me
Okay,
out?
yeah. For your build being like 100% defensive, you're being too scared, I think. I think
Okay.
you guys are more than capable of fighting this. You just need to be careful. If anything, it would have been better for you guys to all back off until BKB is up, then you go back in. But it is 3v5 right now, so you don't have to be too scared. Like your reaction.
3v4.
3v. Oh yeah, 3v4. You're right. You're right.
Put me out.
Oh, good call. So even still though, 3v4 is good odds when you have 2 carries up still, with you and Lena. So well, you and
She's a support.
yeah, you and Doom. Sorry. Like it doesn't matter. It's 2 cores. You guys have a lot of physical damage. So basically, like when this guy goes in, pops his BKB, does all that, and then Lena gets focused. Like these guys are still at half. If you just blink on top of these guys, they fucking die, or they have to run away. They have no counterplay really.
Who put me out?
Like you just blink on DK. He already used his stun. Lycan can run away with the wolf form. That's great, but then that means Lena
That's
lives.
what you get, Lena.
So you definitely should have blinked on them here and just killed them.
Okay.
You have to worry about the Earth Spirit stun, but you're gonna be fine. Like that's not gonna kill you. So that was kind of a lost opportunity. That would have been, another Rax, probably the game, but it's okay. Okay. Okay, your butterfly is good. That's a good decision. You have a ton of HP, so the evasion is like more so effective. So is the armor. It's really good. You go for Manta last. Okay, I don't like that. It's still a good item, but it's certainly like better mid game than anything. It's good late, but it's not like the best. What could you have gone instead though? Because you already went for Scotty. What else is there? So there's
Satanic, I guess.
yeah, but Satanic is too like defensive with your items. Like you'd have 3 defensive items, which isn't necessarily bad, but in this game you don't need it. It's just it's too much almost. Not Daedalus, MKB maybe. They have no evasion, so never mind. Could you have gone for? You already have an AC. Lincoln's is unnecessary. SNY unnecessary, really. It looks like Manta is actually pretty good. By
process of elimination.
Yeah, just by process of elimination, really. Like I can't see anything else that would be that good. That kind of sucks. I mean, like Abyssal Blade is actually surprisingly good, but
I mean, I guess Daedalus would be the other big damage item.
yeah,
But it doesn't stack with Moonglaves.
Yeah, it doesn't
Dire's middle
synergize with
tower
Glaives.
is
That's why I
under
don't like
attack.
it. I think Abyssal might be the best option.
Dire's
Like
middle
in terms of
tower
damage.
has fallen.
Like yes, the bash is melee range, but you have Blink Dagger, so it actually works out nicely. And it's also good because they have
structures
2
are
like BKBs
fortified.
already. They're melee heroes, so like Abyssal is quite effective against him. So that would be an okay option. AC would be good if Doom didn't already have one. Other than that, though, I don't think Manta is that bad. Just because there aren't that many items left. Mjolnir would be okay if they didn't have BKBs.
Set in stone.
Satanic would be okay if they had more damage. But yeah, okay, so that's fine. I was being a little overdramatic, I guess. Oh, that sucks. There aren't many items that are good on Luna. Okay. Whatever.
Radiant's bottom
Okay,
tower
so
is
definitely
under
you're doing the
attack.
right thing here by pushing. You just need to be looking at the fight and
Radiant's
seeing what's
bottom
happening.
tower has fallen.
Like constantly moving your camera back and
Radiant's
forth.
bottom
I like that you
barracks
switched to
are
the
under
range racks
attack.
here, but yeah.
Radiant's bottom
okay.
barracks. Dire's middle barracks.
Did they just like give up racks for this?
No,
Nothing in return?
they TP in, and
Radiant's
then I
bottom
blink and
barracks
go
has
for
fallen.
mega creeps.
Dire's middle
Okay.
tower
Yeah, this is the right
is
play.
under attack.
Yeah, for sure.
Radiant's
Okay.
middle barracks
You have buyback,
has
so like
fallen.
there's nothing they can do.
Dire now have
Um,
mega creeps.
So I think even just dying here would be okay. Like that's
Which
what
I
you're gonna
do.
Yeah,
I end
no,
up dying
sure.
for it.
Yeah, which is I still think it's worth it.
Radiant's middle barracks
I
has
think if you
fallen.
TP'd literally this instant, you would live.
Radiant's
That's what
middle
I.
barracks
Yeah, I was
has
thinking
fallen.
that same thing.
Yeah, that is.
It would have been
Now
close.
have
It's a
mega
really hard play to
creeps.
pull off for sure. Because like there could be a situation where like, hey, Rax lives with 1 HP and you're TPing out. That's awkward. But still, no, I think this is a totally fine play. Like you have buyback, so the worst thing that could happen here is they push down mid, get your buyback. And I guess if you lose the team fight, you lose the game, which would really suck. But that's unlikely, in a lot of cases. So, this is fine. Like you do enough damage here.
I go.
Oh, you might have been able to live
I
here.
almost would have gotten away.
Yeah, it was so
I wasn't
close.
expecting to get kicked back towards their base. Though.
Yeah, that was really weird. Like didn't make any sense at all. You
I
might
blink
have.
up in 3 seconds.
If you ran
nah.
more diagonally, you might have been able to live. Like you take a split second detour here to the bottom side, which is closer.
Well,
to
again,
Lich.
because I think I was still clicking on them.
Yeah, no,
Before I
realized
realized
that.
I got kicked.
Like this
so-
is like if a robot was playing. Like I'm trying to figure
Yeah.
out the perfect play here. So yeah, you were clicking up. So if you had like gone more diagonally down, I think you might have lived, which would have been like insane. That'd be such a good play. But yeah. Anyway, this is totally fine. This is the right thing to do. Now the game is like infinitely harder for them, and it's pretty much in the bag. I think at this point we might as well just switch to another one for a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
Because like this one is over by all rights.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we end up winning for sure.
But yeah, so big things to take from that game are like just the area control thing. Like if you get a kill, that means that you have control over a certain area, or it means that people are less likely to be there in response. So just like kind of plan around that. Yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty important.
No, for sure. Yeah, I mean, like, and that's kind of stuff that we didn't go over last time, so it's definitely kind of the stuff I was looking for.
Yeah, I did like that you were constantly looking for lanes to push. It you know, that can always get better, but you know that their difference is clearly there.
All right. Let's see. All right, let's do this one.
Okay. Also, you only signed up for an hour, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. So you're a Spectre, you went for... Okay, pretty standard stuff. You went for Scotty and Hart, which is a bit concerning. You're extremely tanky, which is great, but sometimes it's a bit overkill. These guys do have a ton of damage, though, so it's okay. Silencer has treads and wand at 53 minutes. That's sad life. Okay. So yeah, typically like I don't recommend buying Hart and Scotty on Spectre. Some games call for it, and this game might be one of them because they have a Sven who buys BKB naturally. It's just like it's a ton of HP, and you know it's more HP and more HP, and then you know some more HP after that.
I mean, in all fairness, though, like, I mean, you do get damage from having lots of HP on Spectre just by virtue of dispersion, though, right?
You do, but there's also this thing where like if the enemy team is good and they realize that like, hey, Spectre has 2 items that cost like 9k gold total, and they only give her HP, she can't really kill anybody, so we can just kind of ignore her. Or at least she can't kill anybody really quickly, except for maybe the Silencer who just needs to global. If we just ignore her and kill her team, then we can kill her after. So you gotta watch out for that. I don't.
Okay.
That's like extremely high level. Like if these guys did that, I'd be amazed. But there's still that possibility, so don't count that out.
Okay.
Yeah, ideally, like you buy enough HP so that you can kill the entire enemy team with 1 HP left, rather than you know other way around.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's no cut formula for that. Well, there probably is, but I don't know it. I'm sure nobody knows it. But yeah, that's the idea anyway. That's how you should work towards itemizing.
Okay.
So
So,
rather,
like, oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
You're probably going towards what I was going to ask anyway.
yeah. Rather than getting the Hart or the Scotty in this game, I think Scotty is slightly better. I'd say go for a Butterfly, because like the common theme with this team is every single one of these guys, even the Silencer, wants to right click, right? So evasion would go a long way. And you also don't have like a Windrunner on your team who naturally has evasion, so you're not going to be like hurting her. So I think Butterfly would have been a better choice than probably the Hart this game. The Scotty is okay. Well, okay, actually, that's tough.
Because the heart gives you regen to stay in, so maybe the bail on the Scotty and get the butterfly.
I mean, that's true. I wouldn't base your decision around that. I was basically like, the Scotty is better against Sven because he buys BKB and the slow goes through it, and that's great. You can also chase down Silencer and Nature's Prophet with it. But the problem with Scotty is it increases your mana pool by a lot, and you're playing against an anti-mage.
True.
So that could be disastrous. So that's a big
I
thing
mean, we
that
had a
see.
Storm Spirit, so he's always going to be looking to go for the
Yeah,
Storm Spirit
yeah,
though anyway.
that's absolutely true. That's true. That's true. Okay, so yeah, it's not too consequent, or it's not like a big choice, honestly. I think either one has their merits. It depends on how you want to play, really. I would go Scotty personally, just because like Heart is not an attractive item to me for whatever reason. Like, that's such a bad reason, like to justify it with. But yeah. Okay. So I guess we can like watch this a little bit. Don't have too much time left, but yeah. Okay. Also, if you have any like final questions, thoughts, concerns, or anything, now's a good time to talk about them.
Tied on.
I guess like as far as like the territory thing, I guess what kind of things would you look for, like because there were some situations where it was like 4v4, so like both of us had a man down, and you were saying still like go for like pushing and stuff.
You almost had
How do you kind of, I guess, weigh your options there?
I almost always value pushing more than like going for the team fight or whatever, just because I know what's gonna happen if I push. It's also a thing where like I don't know for sure if a fight's even gonna happen, like guaranteed.
Yeah.
So I typically do that. It's really, and this is such a bullshit answer, and I'm sorry to like give this to you, but it's really just my experience. Is like that's what leads me to make my decisions. I'm not somebody who thinks while I'm playing, really. Like I do a little bit, but it's mostly I do like a lot of thinking beforehand, and I just like play play how like things come naturally until like when it comes to like late game movements or whatever. Then I start like really trying to figure stuff out. So it's hard for me to give you an answer as to like how I would make a decision when it's all like based on like what my gut tells me. How do I explain it?
Top is missing.
I guess like no, actually I can't even give you a good answer for this. I'm sorry. Like unless you want to try rephrasing the
intuition,
question.
essentially.
Yeah, it's basically like I
Top is
mean
missing.
technically the best Dota player in the world, or like the best Dota robot in the world or whatever, would like know the outcome of a team fight and then act accordingly. If it's a good fight, then he'll take it, or if he knows the enemy team will fight, then he'll take it. But I would say it's usually better to go for the consistent option, unless like all signs are pointing to a team fight is going to break out.
The seeds of
I think that's like the best answer I can give you, even though it's still shit. So sorry about that.
That's cool.
Yeah. Okay. So real quick, don't buy Coiling Blade on Spectre at the start. Always buy 2 sets of regen, always.
Okay.
Right. Kind of a shallow thing to say, after all that, but yeah. Okay. So.
I forget. Can you get Cloning Blade at the side shop?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. That's where you
Alright.
want to buy it usually. Like it's totally
Gotcha.
fine to buy it after like your first item even. But yeah, just like you can buy it at the side shop. So just buy it. Yeah, just buy it there. You need the regen more than you need the Cloning Blade in most cases. So yeah. But yeah, I think we're pretty much out of time. Do you have any like final thoughts, questions, anything like that?
No, I don't think so. Not off
Okay.
the top of my head.
That's fine. If you think of anything, just feel free to
top
message
is
me.
missing.
That's not just a formality either. I actually mean it. But yeah, I guess just to recap, it's just like the territory thing. Like, try to take advantage of like space. That's really general again, but I guess like the concept is there, right? Yeah, that's pretty much all I got. If you got any like further questions, concerns, or whatever, feel free to Skype me.
All right. Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, I hope this is helpful, man.
Definitely.
All right, cool. Well, good luck in your games.
Yep.
Right.
Same to you.
Thank you. Peace. Take care.
Yeah, laters.